Hello friends, today in this live stream we will be showing you that how to design this Google Translate UI clone inside Tailwind CSS. So basically Google Translate is a very popular website where you can translate any sort of languages. You write any sort of language here, German, Turkish. If you want to translate to English language, you can write text it. So we will try to replicate this UI guys. So basically if you go to translate.google.com, this is a service that is offered by Google. You can now see you can write text here inside English, then you can translate it to Spanish here like this, and then copy to clipboard. So similarly, we will be also be designing this. You can see translation copy to your clipboard. So a nice little message will be coming here, something like this. So you can see that this is we have this. It is mobile responsive. So basically, if you do on mobile devices, it will look completely good here on mobile devices as well. So basically guys, we are using Tailwind CSS for this purpose. Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework which has a lot of utility based classes. You can see the design looks pretty good here. It is using the Google material icons design. It has a lot of, you can see Google card like structure, and this is the avatar image. This is the text where we can write something here. You can see that. So I think that it's very good design guys. You can also see it is updating this number of characters. So we are also using some JavaScript as well. If you click this button, this pop-up window will appear, translation copy to your clipboard. So basically for this we are using some JavaScript as well. So like this. So we will try to replicate this design guys. It's very easy using Tailwind CSS. So Tailwind CSS, as I already told you, it's a framework. It's a very popular as compared to Bootstrap. It's the second most popular framework. So with the help of this framework, you don't need to left your HTML. It contains a lot of utility based classes, and you don't need to write custom CSS for this. So we will be designing this Google Translate guys interface. Please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So I will make it side by side so that you can clearly see what we are building. So basically we will be just building translate.html, and here I will be giving a title which is Google Translate UI clone. For this guys, you also need to first of all include the Tailwind CSS CDN. This is a CDN that you need to copy and paste it here, and after the title just paste it. All the source code is given in the description. So and also we will write this custom JavaScript guys, as this tutorial is not about JavaScript. So I will just copy paste this code here of JavaScript right here inside this file here after the body, just paste it. Now we will be looking at how to design this interface guys. So right here we will step by step look at it. So I will open this inside my live server. So currently you will see as this is empty here. So now we will design this interface from scratch. So the very first thing we will do guys, we will design this header section here which is available here. Let me design this. So here guys, basically just do it like this here. We will have a div tag. Basically this will be the root class page container, and basically inside this we will have the header class, header div, and inside this we will have a header tag here, and here we will be showing the menu guys, and inside this button, basically this button will be saying for inside this button basically we will be showing this font awesome icon here. Basically this will be MDI menu and text gray 500. So also guys, for having this you also need to import the font awesome CDN. If you clearly see, font awesome provides you the latest. You can see that we are need to include this CDN tags as well. This is for materialize design min.css, toastify, all these we need to say. So simply you just need to copy paste all these script tags guys which are available in the description of the video. So simply copy this after the like this. So if you see guys, this is our menu icon which is ready here. You will see this is a navigation menu which is coming through Tailwind, sorry, font awesome icon. So now you can see that it is rounded and it has got a gray color attached to it. So after this guys, after this button, basically we will have a href tag here. Basically this will go to the official website of if you inside this image tag, we will be taking the URL, the logo of Google Translate. So just paste this here. So this was a SVG image. You can see Google logo. And after this, guys, what we need to say is that this image will be having a class of margin to top. So it will be having some space from the top. Then we have a simple div tag, guys, and here it will simply say translate like this. So here we will be giving some classes to it of ML2 simply means that margin left 2, and also we will say my auto, which will make it in the center of the screen. We will change the text to large text like this. Font we will change to medium, and also we will change the text color to gray color like this. So like this, you can see that. So this completes this navigation section, guys. So we need to attach all the classes here. So we will go from top to bottom. So bottom to top. So here we will be attaching this button, the classes, guys. You will see this is a button. So here we will be saying whenever we hover onto this button, we need to change the background color to gray 100. So if you now click this button, guys, basically the background changes here to gray color. And also basically, guys, what we need to say, we need to also change it to rounded. So now it will be rounded like this, and also we need to say width to 9, height to also 9, and margin from the right position we will say 2 like this. And also we will say, guys, we will have a transition animation happening to the colors property, and the duration will be for 100 millisecond like this. So this will be the effect, guys, that we have constructed, and inside this we need to style this logo. So we have successfully styled it, all this stuff. Now we will be going to this div tag. So here we need to style this here in a flex structure. So we will simply say here, which is flex. We will change it to flex grow. So now you can see it is the logo and the button is appearing right here horizontally, and then margin from the top 1. So the space from the top. So after this, guys, now we will be having this div tag. So here we also need to attach the class which is flex none. This is a class we need to attach, and in the header section, guys, we need to also attach some classes which is equal to flex. Again we will change to flex layout, flex grow, padding from the x direction 5, padding from the y direction to also 2. We will be having a border B. You can now see there is some kind of grayish border here, and then we also need to change its color, guys, which is border gray 200. So this will be the grayish border that is saying right here. And this parent class, which is div class, we also need to style it to flex. That's it. And the parent div tag, this, guys, we need to change the positioning to relative, and background we will change it to white. You can even change it to black accordingly. You can now see it will change to black, but we will set to white. So that's it. This is your header section, which is complete, guys, of Google Translate that you see here. Google Translate. Basically this is a navigation menu, this is the icon, Google Translate. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So only 1 like is there, 6 people are watching the stream. So first of all, hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So after this, guys, we will be designing this icons here, this avatar image and this icon. For designing it, we will make this side by side. So after this, what we will say is that we will target the middle space. So Div is complete, div. So after this, guys, just in the header portion, we will have a another div, and this will be having a class to it, basically, which will be equal to flex grow. Basically, if you refresh it now, so there is some, this middle div will be having this class flex grow, and then we will be showing this another div here, and inside this div, guys, we will have another div, and here we will be having a button, and inside this button, guys, we will be showing a icon which will be called as MDI. This is a material icon, MDI apps icon, and this will be in gray color 500. So if you see, a apps icon will be displayed on the very right portion of the screen. You can now see this is the icon which is displayed. So if you closely notice, these icons are displayed in Gmail, all the apps that Google has. So we also need to give a class to it. So when we hover onto this, we need to change the background color to 100, and we also need to make it fully rounded. Width we will set to 9, height to also 9. So now you can see that. Margin from the top 1, and margin from the right 2. So right here. So these are all the classes which are there, and after, similarly, we will have a second button, guys. So this time we will have a class which is basically, here we will be showing the image. This is an avatar image here, basically. So inside this button we will have an avatar image. So you can see this is the avatar image. So we also need to style this by attaching the Tailwind classes. So first of all, we will say width to 9, height to also 9, and this will be completely rounded full. We will attach a border and shadow. This is the class, and also it will cover object cover. This is a class which will only cover the object. So that's it, guys. This is, you can now see we have this. And also, guys, we need to attach a margin from all the directions to 1. So now it will shift downwards like this. So here, guys, we also need to attach some classes here. So the surrounding div here, we need to change the layout to flex. So if you change it to flex, it will be side by side. You can now see. So now it will be side by side. In the parent div also, we need to say that the flex none, like this. So this is our, I think this navigation is complete here. You can now see we have completed this navigation section of Google Translate. So now we will be moving to the next direction, guys, which is this button is over. If you see here, this is the button, and the div is completed. So this is a button div. uh, if you see, guys, there are some more buttons we need to say. This is a button here, text document. Basically, these are the buttons we need to style it. First of all, text and document, this will be coming in the header portion. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. If you are watching it, only one like is there, so first of all hit the like button. So we will be designing this button, guys. So this is a template here. After this button is there, if you see that, let me see guys. So after this header portion, we have this data here. So we just need to, this is a template here. So after this guys, you will be need to copy paste this. So basically this is the navigation menu that you see guys. Basically this is the navigation menu. Also you can see right here also. So after this guys, we will have a simple button, more from Google, if you like this. After this template, so this is more from Google basically. Let me just delete this. I don't want this. So if you delete this, it will not be there. Let me refresh it. You can now see. So basically guys, what we will do is we will be constructing this portion here, which is, you can see this text field. So for now constructing it, this header portion I think is complete. So what we can say is that outside this header portion and this div portion, so it is complete here. So now we will be coming to this section, which is the actual translator function here. You can now see this is a function. So here guys, we will need to write here, first of all we will have a div here, and inside this basically we will have another div, and inside this another div, and here we will be having a button. Basically this is a button here. Inside this button guys, we will have a simple and icons which we will display. MDI uh, translate. So this is a translate icon guys, which will be shown here. You just see this is a translate icon. And also guys, we need to attach some classes to this button, which is, it will be rounded, px3, padding from the x direction, padding from the y direction. It will have the border. So I also BG blue. So basically it will have the blue background color, and also it will have a border. Border color will be blue 200. So just wait, I'm coming guys. So up till now guys, we have developed right here, we have this border here of blue color, and also we will change the text basically to base, and also we will change the text to blue color 700. We will change the font to semi bold, and when we focus this we need to remove the outline, so outline will be none, and when we focus it the ring should be 1, and when we focus it the ring should be blue 600. So like this guys, you can now see this is our translate button, and also the surrounding div we also need to say guys, just wait here, we need to attach the classes here. Basically we will be having a padding here which will be py4, so padding from the y direction, and z10, so z index will be 10, so this will be flex layout, and the container basic, we will have a container class, margin will be auto, so px0, and on large devices we need to have padding from the x direction 24. And this parent div guys, we will be attaching this pseudo class before content. We need to add this one, which is before content, the square brackets like this, and before, here we need to add a background of gray color which is 50, and also we need to add a height of 24 and a width of full, and before absolute, before we need to also add a border, so before we need to also add border of gray 200. So this is a style guys, you can see that it has now got a border here also. So after this button guys, we also need to say a text here, basically text, so you can see that translate text. So basically once again we will have the same styling after this button, basically one other button here which will be translate document, so this needs to be document, so right here. So after these two divs are over guys, so we will have another div for the language bar. So basically here you will be having your language, so this will be a div tag, and here we will be having the navigation. So inside the navigation guys, we will have different buttons out there. If you see, this will be the first button here. If you copy this inside this navigation, so this will be the first button basically. So if you're watching it for the very first time guys, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So just format the document. So this is a text guys, you can now see, let me break it down first of all, let me paste all this. So this is the section here, which is actual section here. So as you see guys, inside this this is the overall section here. Basically here we have this navigation bar. If you closely look here, this is a navigation bar, And if I remove these classes here from this, so basically it will look something like this. So we need to attach these classes to the navigation bar, which is actually make this interface. So this navigation will be like this. So we need to change it to flex. So it will look something like this, and then flex row, and it should be rounded. TLLG. So this is the interface, guys. Here you can write something here like this. This it is a concept that is used inside Google Translate. So all the source code is given in the description of this live stream. So you can check out. So you can just copy to clipboard here. This is the whole source code for this Tailwind CSS. It is a very complex layout, so I can't explain you because it contains a lot of HTML here. But the classes used here is very much familiar. You can see that width. BG stands for background color. So it is also using flex layout, floating at the right position. So you need to be a master of Tailwind CSS before you develop these complex layouts. So I think that Google Translate should can be easily developed like this. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, then please hit the like button. So here we have developed the Google Translate UI inside HTML and CSS. So if you are watching it for the very first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. I'm seeing that people are not liking the content. Please hit that like button if you really like the content, and also subscribe the channel as well. So guys, I found this Tailwind CSS to be very confusing. A lot of classes are there, and basically it makes the HTML a lot messier. Just see how much code is there. It contains all these classes, and basically as if developer you can't understand which classes are given to which elements. So I think this makes the code way more messier, so that you can see you need to attach so much classes to it. I think the better approach is to just remove these classes and write the CSS in a separate file. That was the, yeah, I think Bootstrap is better because Tailwind CSS is, yeah, custom CSS is way much better because you can control it way better, all the options. For I think for some smaller projects, Tailwind CSS is better, but for longer complex projects, you need to use some kind of a custom CSS or Bootstrap. For designing these simpler layouts, Tailwind CSS is better, but if you are designing a very large website or very large application, then Tailwind CSS is not the way to go. So you just look at these classes, how much classes are there. So it makes this code messier. You can see you can't recall which classes were given to which elements. And if you want to make any change or update to this code, it will be a very havoc because so much classes are there at various places, and just look at this code and you will feel how much code is there in a single file. So I think that Tailwind CSS is somewhat very hard when it comes to beginners. If you are a very beginner, you can't learn Tailwind CSS in a very short amount of time. You need to give at least 6 months before you can master it. If you want to study these simpler classes, then you can obviously develop some simpler layouts, but for complex layouts, you need to be using the grid classes, flex classes, all those classes. So for that, I prefer React for various reasons because React is not a framework, it's a library. So it's a very minimalistic library, and most of the components that you are taking into it, you need to install it externally. But on the other hand, Angular is a complete framework. You will require at least 6 to 7 months in order to learn Angular. But in place of React, you just need to learn some concepts such as props or Redux or what is state variables. So I think React can be learned in almost 2 3 months, and the learning curve is also very less. And if you can learn React, then you can obviously make applications in a very short span of time. And the community support is also very good for React as compared to other frameworks. React.js has a large community which helps the developers to create components. It's got a lot of libraries which comes when it comes to designing interfaces. So you can easily develop an interface and also make use of reusable components. So whenever you have made a single component, you can export that component and reuse it in many applications. So React has its own advantages, but as I love React whenever I develop application at the front end.